Hey everyone, it's Dominic, the Primetime Treasure Hunter. Thanks for coming by to check out another video. Now, I did not plan on making this video until just a few minutes ago. It is 2:04 a.m. Tuesday morning. I had a full day of work. Left work to go to my son's basketball game, which was about 70 minutes both ways, but it was worth it. They won the game. He only had 2 points in the game, but they were the 2 points that gave his team the lead in a close-fought game, and they held on. It was a nice drive to the basket, and he made the bucket, and they wound up holding the lead and won the game. So I'm super proud of them. And if Primetime Junior's ever watching this one day, great job, man. Awesome. So that was a lot of fun. Stopped off, got something to eat, came back, spent some time with Mrs. Primetime and the kids. They eventually went off to bed, and then I started to do as I usually do, devote my time to my Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center, devote my time to listing, getting things posted, and that sort of thing. Now, the last item that I wound up listing tonight, or technically this morning, is this really cool vintage kitty Hubley toy plane. It's a really, really neat piece. I actually wound up finding this in the Star Wars haul video that's posted as the main pinned post. Hey, what the heck happened to you there? He thinks he could just fall asleep right there, just lay down on the bubble wrap because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. That's not right. I mean, I'm going to have to fire this guy. I never had Tasmanian Devil. And, JG, you sent me this guy. I wound up ordering him from you, and I'm going to have to send him back. I want a full refund, man. He does glow in the dark, though, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, so the thing that I wanted to tell you about this, right? So I have this thing. I took the photographs of it, and it's pretty neat. So some cool features about it is that the wings and the wheels, they fold in and they fold out. So I made sure this morning that I not only took a picture of the wings being out like this, but I wanted to show the buyer that it worked, that the hinges and the mechanisms were still functioning properly and that they weren't stuck. So the best way to do that is to take a picture with the wheels out and take a picture with the wheels in. And I took pictures of all different angles, from this side, from this side, from that side, from this side. You've seen my listings before if you've been following me for a while, and you know what I do with that. Now, the wings also fold up like that, and they stay up. Everything is working great with this piece, okay? Well, I notice at the very end when I'm just about done with everything, and I've got to be up at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning to be at work at 8 o'clock, and I'm ready to just wrap things up, right? And I'm describing things, and I say, hey, this thing, it has folding wheels, it has folding wings and stuff like that. And I notice that I did not take a picture showing that the wings actually fold. I only had them like this. Now, would I technically still be able to sell this to somebody if I don't have that picture? Sure. In fact, you could potentially just take one picture of the toy in bad lighting with all sorts of distracting backgrounds and stuff with dust coated all over it, and someone still might buy it. That's possible. But in business, especially when you're in a competitive online marketplace, you are trying to play probabilities, and you want to put as many things in your favor as possible. And that means maximizing the psychological impact that your listing is going to have on buyers when they come across it for the first time. That's really important because with e-commerce, there's a lot of impulse buying. So if somebody comes across something, they see it, it's visually appealing, it answers all of their questions from the very beginning, from the outset, then they might just click that buy it now button, purchase it, and everything is all taken care of right there. You cannot assume that once they walk away from your listing that they're going to come back. You cannot just assume that if you leave something out, well, you know what? They'll just ask me a question about it and then I'll answer it for them and I'll do the work then. Think of all of the potential issues and problems ahead of time that somebody might ask. So I put in the wingspan, I put in the length. These are the common questions someone's going to ask. If you do clothing, take the time to put in the measurements. So What did I do when I realized that this wasn't there? As tough as it was, as comfortable as I was at the time, as tired as I was, and you could still probably hear it, I'm still getting over this cold, and knowing I have to wake up early in a few hours, I still got up. I took out the white background boards and stuff that I use, and I took a photo of this with the flaps of the wings up, just like that. And that is now in my listing. You can go check it out. It's in my eBay store if you want to see how it finally came out. The links to that is down in my description section and on the main YouTube channel page. But the point of this isn't to try to sell you anything or anything like that, except to sell you motivation. Because that's really what I want you to get out of this video. You have to be willing to go that extra 1% or that extra 2% or extra 10% to separate yourself from your competition and to rise above mediocrity. Most people are satisfied with mediocrity. And because most people are satisfied with mediocrity, you could use that knowledge to chart your own path to success. Maybe you're watching this video right now saying, maybe I am one of those people who's satisfied with just doing the bare minimum of what needs to be done. Well, that doesn't always have to be that way. Think of ways that you could just do a little bit extra and build on that. So let's say, for example, you're selling what a lot of people sell online. Maybe you're on Poshmark and you're selling clothing, or on eBay and you're selling clothing. I guarantee you most of your competition is not staging the clothing in a way that's going to maximize the sales. They're not all steaming clothes. They're not all putting it on a mannequin. They're not getting a nice, neat white background behind it or some other type of nice background behind it. They're not folding it or laying it out in a way that would enhance the chance that it's going to sell. There's a lot of people, maybe you sell vintage stuff, who's just gonna, find some kind of item out of a barn somewhere and do nothing to clean it up whatsoever, nothing to present it well, and just put a picture of it, one photo, maybe two, with dirt and grime caked all over it or something like that. So there's other areas besides product staging where you could put in that extra 1 to 10% to increase the chance of success in your reselling business. That can involve getting up early to go to garage sales, estate sales, rummage sales, flea markets, so you could grab those items ahead of your competition who's grabbing it before you week after week after week and selling those items for a high profit that you're missing out on. Maybe it involves making sure the night before the sales that you go to the bank and you go to the gas station to make sure you're all fueled up, rather than doing that the morning of and also losing out on items. Maybe it involves staying up a little bit later the night before so you do some research for that estate sale you're going to go to the next day. Thrifty Esme from her YouTube channel, go check her out. She just described doing that at an estate sale she just went to. And so she was scoping out this cool giraffe teapot that she found, and she wound up grabbing it because she had done that research and knew to look for it when she got there. I do that type of stuff all the time. Maybe you're standing in line and you're just looking around, and instead of looking around, take out your phone and look and see, are there pictures of this estate sale that I'm about to walk into? Is there any information that I could get while everyone else is standing around in line talking and chatting? Maybe you could look through the garage windows and see something that you may be able to grab when the doors open up and you could get in. I've done all of these things before, talked about them in my channel. There's lots of other examples as well, including packing and shipping. Are you taking the extra time to make sure you're bubble wrapping things properly, that you're putting enough cushioning inside? If you're selling on Poshmark, are you doing enough to satisfy what you know your clientele expects? Do they want that little bow tie on? Do they want that little note on? Those types of things. Are you doing that to enhance the experience of your clients, of your buyers? That's what you have to do to separate yourself from the pack, because if you are not doing those things, someone else is going to do it, and those are the people who are going to succeed. So I could think of a million other examples, but you get the point. You have to be willing to put in the extra time and the extra effort to increase the chance of success in your reselling business. When I say extra effort and extra time, That doesn't mean wasted time. You also have to work smart, and you also have to work efficiently, because there's a myth out there that just because you work hard, that's going to always translate to success. That's not always true. A hamster works really, really hard when he or she spins around in that wheel over and over, but they're not really making any progress, getting any farther. They're just going around in circles. So it does have to be smart and efficient, and it has to make sense what that extra time and effort that you're putting into. There's got to be some kind of way that's going to translate into more success for you. So think of the things that you're doing on a daily basis where you may be cutting some corners, where you may be just feeling satisfied with the way you're doing it and thinking it's good enough, when you know you could be doing a little bit more or doing it in a little bit of a better way, even a more efficient way. Think of those things. Are you not taking the time to invest in a product that could help you, for example? That also means putting a little extra into your business. It's a little extra financially, but it's a little extra financially that could lead to more success for you. A great example would be purchasing a thermal printer. That's a little investment that you got to make in your business, but that's something that could drastically help cut time down for you and make yourself more efficient compared to your competitors who are wasting a lot of time cutting out labels by hand like I used to do, and now you can't list as many things as you were in the past. So those are things as well to think of, are financial investments to improve your business over time. Again, I could go on, and you may have other examples, and if so, put those down below in the comments section. But my last thing that I'm going to say is, remember, it's not always about who's the smartest. It's not always about who's the strongest. A lot of times it really is about who has the most motivation. So if you find yourself sitting on that couch, feeling all comfortable and telling yourself, nah, I don't have to go do that thing that would really help increase the chance of a sale, remember this video, go do that thing, and then come back to this video and let me know about it. I'd love to hear those kind of stories. I hope this video helped you. If so, make sure you hit the like button, give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Make sure you come to my Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. We've got lots of motivation and positivity in there as well. And follow me on Instagram at prime_time_treasure. It's not a battle of skills, it's a battle of wills.